Let's get right into it. Number 1, sneaky stomach brain. You have a second brain in your gut, not metaphorically, not gut feeling, poetic nonsense. An actual independent nervous system down there, known as the enteric nervous system. It has over 100 million neurons, more than your spinal cord, and it's making decisions about your life right now without your permission. It doesn't think the way your brain does, but it controls digestion, pain signals, immune responses, and even mood-altering chemicals like serotonin. So next time you're crying into a burrito about your ex, part of that emotional breakdown might be coming from your intestines. Cute. Even worse, your gut can go full diva. Ever had that sudden, catastrophic stomachache right before a big exam or date? That's not nerves. That's your gut brain throwing a stress tantrum because it thinks you're being chased by a lion instead of just presenting quarterly earnings to a room full of interns. Basically, you're not one person. You're a roommate situation between your upstairs brain and your gut. And guess what? The gut's the messy one with the loud opinions. Number 2, your body will paralyze you. Ever been trapped inside your own body while waking up or falling asleep? Welcome to sleep paralysis, the horror film your nervous system rolls out for fun. Here's how it works. Your brain wakes up, but your body's still like, nah, I'm on break. You can't move. You can't talk. And your terrified brain fills in the blanks by hallucinating shadow demons standing in the corner like they paid rent. Why? Because your body locks itself down during REM sleep to stop you from acting out your dreams. You'd think this was a nice safety feature until it glitches and you end up wide awake, paralyzed, and staring at a demon named Greg who wants to discuss your overdue taxes. It's common. Like millions of people common. But we all keep it quiet because no one wants to admit they've seen the Hat Man hovering in their bedroom like a budget Batman villain. Science says it's just a misfire in the sleep-wake cycle. Your brain gets confused. Your muscles stay offline, and your primal fear dial goes straight to eldritch horror. Number 3, fake falls and phantom trips. You're falling. Fast. The ground's coming up. And then, bam, you're awake, heart pounding, staring at your ceiling fan like it just tried to assassinate you. That sudden jolt awake from a dream fall is called a hypnic jerk. It's your body's overly dramatic way of saying, hey, we're about to fall asleep or fall to our deaths, who can say? Scientists think this happens when your brain misinterprets muscle relaxation as actual falling. Like your own nervous system doesn't trust you to just sleep. It assumes you're dangling off a cliff, not safely burrito wrapped in blankets. It gets weirder. This glitch is more common when you're anxious, sleep-deprived, or caffeinated, so basically all the time. Your brain's job is to keep you alive, and sometimes that means electrocuting your legs mid-slumber to save you from imaginary cliffs. Thanks, evolution. We love the drama. Number 4, reality's on a delay. What if I told you that everything you're experiencing already happened, and your brain's just playing the highlight reel? Enter perceptual latency. Your brain takes time to process information. Sound, sight, touch, all of it is slightly delayed, but your brain edits the footage so it feels real time. You're basically living in a very convincing lie, like Truman Show meets The Sims. When you hear a sound and see something at the same time, like clapping, it's not simultaneous. Your brain just fakes the sync like a bad Zoom call. You're walking around every day in a low-lag simulation and don't even notice. This delay is why athletes train reaction time and why you sometimes think someone responded before you even finished talking. They didn't. Your brain just rolled the footage back like a YouTube lag. So congrats. You're not only not in the moment, you're never in the moment. You're a few milliseconds behind, all the time, which explains a lot, honestly. Number 5, your brain invents pain. Let's talk about phantom limb pain, a mind-bending glitch where people feel burning, itching, or stabbing in a body part that no longer exists. No, not metaphorically, literally. Like, I lost my arm, but my fingers feel like they're on fire? Level weird. It turns out your brain has a body map, a full sensory simulation of you called the homunculus. And when you lose a limb, that map doesn't update right away. So your brain's like, yup, still got a leg, and then proceeds to send pain signals to nowhere like a confused pizza delivery guy knocking on a burned-down house. Even weirder, touching someone's face can sometimes trigger sensations in their missing hand. Because in the brain's map, your hand and face are neighbors, and without the hand's input, the face takes over. Like a terrible roommate claiming your half of the fridge when you move out. This isn't just a weird party fact. It's a peek into how pain is not always about physical damage. It's perception, expectation, and miscommunication inside your skull. Pain can be real and completely made up. Basically, your brain can gaslight you with fire. Number 6, the mirror that moves you. Mirror neurons sound wholesome, right? Cute little brain cells that help you relate, feel empathy, maybe cry at Pixar movies. But also, they might be why you feel physical pain watching someone else slam their hand in a car door. Your brain doesn't fully separate you from them. When you see someone flinch, your mirror neurons light up like you just got smacked. It's like your brain is watching a horror movie and forgetting it's not the main character. Ever caught yourself copying someone's accent after 10 minutes of conversation? That's mirror neurons at work. Ever felt uncomfortable watching someone embarrass themselves, like your soul is trying to leave your body? Yep, mirror neurons again. And this is where things get creepy. They're part of what makes us social, but also what fuels mob behavior, empathy overload, and the horror of secondhand cringe. Your brain is a little too good at blending identities sometimes, like a biological improv actor who never knows when to break character. Mirror neurons, the reason we connect, and the reason watching someone trip on a sidewalk makes your own knees hurt. Number 7, laughing at funerals. Imagine this. Your friend just told you something tragic and you, God help you, start laughing. Not because it's funny, because your brain is a broken comedy club with terrible timing. This is called incongruent affect, when your emotional response doesn't match the situation. And it's surprisingly common, especially in high-stress, overwhelming, or traumatic moments. Your nervous system hits DEFCON 1, and instead of crying, it's like, let's confuse everyone with a giggle fit. The logic, if we can call it that, is that laughing is a pressure release valve. Your brain is overwhelmed, trying to sort through chaos, and it just hits the panic button labeled chuckle awkwardly. People laugh at funerals, cry when they're happy, and smile when they're nervous. Not because they're unfeeling robots, but because our emotional wiring is more spaghetti code than streamlined app. It's all in there. It just doesn't always load in the right order. So if you've ever laughed when you absolutely shouldn't have, congrats, you're human, or at least a very glitchy one. Number 8, you're blind but don't know it. This one sounds fake until it isn't. You have a literal hole in your vision. 2 of them, actually. And your brain just fills in the blanks. It's called the blind spot, the part of your retina where the optic nerve connects, and there are no photoreceptors. In plain English, your eyes send you a picture with missing pixels, and your brain photoshops it on the fly so you don't notice. And the fakery is flawless. You could be missing an entire chunk of your visual field, and your brain's like, here's a tree, totally real, definitely not invented. It just samples the surrounding area and pastes in whatever makes sense. Kind of like how you lie to your boss when they ask if you read the report. You can actually test your blind spot using a dot and an X on a piece of paper. And it's like discovering your brain has been pulling off a decades-long magic trick behind your back. We think of vision as truth, but turns out you're watching a carefully edited movie, one where the director forgot to shoot a few scenes and hoped you wouldn't notice. Number 9. You can hear silence. You're lying in bed, no traffic, no noise, and suddenly you hear the silence. Maybe a faint ringing? Maybe a high-pitched tone that disappears when you try to focus on it? Yeah, that's your brain refusing to shut up. It's called spontaneous otoacoustic emissions, or, in slightly more terrifying terms, your ears making noise with no input. The hairs in your inner ear can vibrate all on their own, like they're bored and chart a solo career. Sometimes, this creates a faint tone that your brain interprets as a thing that's definitely real and not weird at all. Other times, it's temporary tinnitus, your auditory system randomly turning the gain up to 11 and scanning for sound in a room full of nothing. And because your brain hates a vacuum, it throws in a little bonus hum just to keep things interesting. It's not dangerous, but it's creepy, like your hearing is haunted. And here's the kicker. This weird phenomenon actually gets worse the quieter your environment is. So silence, not peaceful. It's the moment your ears go, let's party. Basically, you're never truly alone. You've got your own inner DJ, and he only plays the worst tracks. Number 10, your skin can hallucinate. You ever feel your phone vibrate in your pocket only to check and see no notification, no buzz, nothing? That's phantom vibration syndrome, and it's your skin having FOMO. No, you're not going crazy. Your brain has just trained itself to expect that buzz. It's like a dog expecting a treat every time the doorbell rings, but in this case, you're the dog, and your pants are the doorbell. Phantom vibrations are your nervous system's way of preloading stimulation. It's anticipatory touch hallucination. You've linked your sensory nerves with your phone so tightly that even a gust of wind or a wrinkle in your jeans sets off the check your phone now or die alarm. It's not just annoying, it's addictive behavior reinforced by your brain's dopamine system. Your brain wants the reward, so it creates the trigger. The phone didn't buzz. You buzzed yourself. Which sounds wrong, and frankly is. Number 11. The face that isn't there. Ever thought you saw a face in the shower curtain, or the front of a car, or your toast? Congratulations, you've met pareidolia, the glitch that turns everything into a face. Your brain is obsessed with faces, so obsessed that it forces you to see them, even when they're not there. It's a survival instinct gone too far. Our ancestors needed to detect predators, friends, or serial killers in the dark. So now your brain's like, hey, that electrical outlet? Totally a dude. This isn't just imagination. It's hardwired. Face detection happens in a dedicated region of your brain, the fusiform face area. It's constantly scanning your surroundings like a paranoid security guard, which is great for noticing someone sneaking up on you. Less great when your breakfast starts smiling back. It's also why creepy dolls, robots, and mannequins give us the heebie-jeebies. They almost look real, and your brain can't handle the emotional confusion. Too face-like to ignore, not face-like enough to trust. That's the uncanny valley, and it's basically pareidolia's weird cousin who shows up to ruin the party. So yes, you're technically hallucinating, just with style. Number 12, you're probably time tripping. Let's end with a little time travel. You've definitely done it. It's called chronostasis, and it happens when you glance at a clock and the second hand seems to freeze for way too long. No, the universe didn't pause. Your brain just got caught editing its own timeline. When you shift your gaze, your brain fills in the gap with fake time. It stretches the first moment you see so it feels like it lasted longer. It's like Photoshop's content-aware fill, but for seconds. You literally invent a moment that never happened. This isn't just with clocks. Ever turned your head and thought something had been there longer than it actually was? That's your brain playing time Tetris again, trying to make your reality feel smooth. You're not perceiving time, you're stitching together a rough draft. So technically, you're a time traveler. A bad one, who fakes footage and retroactively lies to themselves every time they blink. Trust nothing, especially your inner clock.